Welcome to the webinar. Please stand by. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey there, everyone. It's Mike Thomas here, along with my partner, Brett Rutecki. If you guys can just let me know if you can hear me in the chat box and if you can see the screen. It should be the login screen for MyMailIt. So yes, awesome. Perfect, guys, great. We are going to get right started here. First thing I want to say to everyone, and from Brett and myself, just a big congratulations and a big thank you for picking up MyMailIt and trusting in us and putting your hard-earned money in and investing in a platform that we really think is going to make your lives easier. You're going to save a bunch of money on monthly fees, and it's just something that we are personally using in our businesses, and I just really hope that you all enjoy this software. Now, as we get started here, I want to be just kind of lay out how this call is going to go, and just let you kind of know what's going to be going on here today and the expectations that you should have for this call here. The first thing we're going to be doing here is that I know that we have some people on that are unfamiliar with Brett and myself. I'm going to do a quick little introduction of who we are, just so you guys can kind of know a little bit more about who you're working with here. I know that we have some new, like I said, some new people and some customers that have been with us for years. And for those of you that have been with us for a long time now, I thank you for that. Really appreciate that as well. We're also going to be using this call as a way to walk you through the MyMailIt platform, answer any questions that you guys have. We've been in the support desk for the last few days answering a ton of questions from you guys. So we know a lot of the questions that you've been asking. So you feel free here. If you've got questions that you want us to ask, feel free to ask them on the call. If you've got something super specific, and it's going to be really specific to yourself, we might tell you to put in a support ticket for it. So we're going to try to do our best to give it an overview, but we can't look at like little situations. We can't like look at your hosting and do like set up your specific one for you and set up your specific SMTP settings and all that. We do recommend that you all go through the tutorials, as you're going to have a lot of your questions answered in there as well here. And first thing I want to do here is I'm going to go over and just show you really quickly here. For those of you that are unfamiliar, this is Brett Rutecki's website here. It's brettrutecki.com. If you all want to go over there and just kind of open that up and have that in your browser. This is Brett's main website where he does product reviews. He has posts about his products. He's got free gifts for you guys to get. And if you want to learn a little bit more about him, you can go here and click on his My Story area up here and kind of learn a little bit about how he started his business here. It's actually a really interesting read to go through and find out just where, how Brett got started, how he went from making very little money to making hundreds of thousands of dollars in months and becoming a seven-figure marketer here. So that's Brett's website here. Also, this is my website, MikeFromMaine.com. If you want to come over here, I do interviews and reviews of products as well. If you want to come over here, you can check out my story. If you click on Who Am I learn a little bit more about who I am, why I'm in Turkey and not in Maine. You can find a little bit more about my story there. And another thing you can check out here is I also do income reports. So I actually share every month how much money that I'm making in my business. I've been doing that since 2011. So you can check that out as well. Another thing that I want you guys to take a look at here is we've got Brett's Facebook group. Now this is called I Am Watchdog. There should be links to this inside of the members area for MyMailIt. But if you haven't joined yet, highly recommend that you guys join in this group. where you can see here's a picture of Brett after he was doing support. We've had about 932 support tickets come in here. You can see that we're a little bit tired here from doing this, but again, it makes us happy to provide you guys with the best support as possible. So I know we're gonna have a lot of questions here on the call, and we're gonna try our best to answer all of them to the best of our ability. But first, I think what we're gonna do is, Brett, do you wanna do a quick little walkthrough of the software, and we can start going in, give a general overview, and then we can start answering specific questions as people have them?
Yeah, you want to go ahead and share your screen with me, or give me
Yes.
give me the control so I can share my screen.
Yes, I'm just picturing you looking like this right now, Brett.
That was rough last night. I think well, you know, out of about 72 hours during the launch, we spent 60 of them at our computers. So
It was one of our.
About that time myself, I was like, I need a shower, I need a shave, and I need a nap. So.
Exactly, I feel the same way. Okay, I'm sending over the screen to you here. There we go.
Okay, so this is the MyMailIt dashboard. Now, when you log into your system, you should see a screen that looks very similar to this. If you haven't been using it for emails, or if you haven't been sending emails yet, then obviously there's going to be no statistics. The very first thing you want to do, though, before you do anything, is go up here to My Account, and you want to set your time zone. Now, MyMailIt will send out in any time zone you like. You want to set in the time zone that you want. And this is important that you do right away, because if you don't do it right away, you're going to forget about it. And if you're trying to send out to local emails, or maybe you're in the JVZoo space and you're trying to send out in the time zone that JVZoo's in, which is Eastern time, if you don't set your time zone, then they're not going to go out at the right time, and you're going to be confused, like, oh, why aren't my emails coming out, or why aren't I getting them? And that's likely going to be because the time zone is not set. So do that right away. That way it saves you the trouble. That part is out of the way. You only got to do it once, and then you don't have to worry about forgetting about it. The way the time zone works is you enter in your offset. So that's your offset from Greenwich Mean Time. I'm in the Eastern time zone, so I'm -4 from Greenwich Mean Time. If you don't know your offset, simply go ahead and click on this link right here, and it will show you a map. You can find out where you are in the map, and I'm like right here, right at that exact spot. That's where I am, right there. So everybody knows, but I am right there. So that means my time zone is -5, but we are in daylight savings time at the moment, so it's -4. After you got your time zone set, you then want to go over to the settings, and you want to enter in your SMTP settings. Now, this sounds scary. People see this and they say, oh my God, SMTP, what does that mean? I don't know what that is. I don't know what IMAP is, and I don't know what that stuff means. You don't have to know what that stuff means. When you're looking up your docs in your hosting, or in your SMTP relay, if you're using SendGrid or Amazon, that's what they're going to call this stuff. So all you have to know is that's TechBabble. That's meant for people that are in TechBabble. You just go ahead and enter in the settings that you're hosting or that your relay tells you to enter. There is one thing, though, that I'm going to point out, and that is I've noticed that the vast majority of hosting companies actually have an error in their docs. Almost all of them are saying to use port number 465. Port number 465 used to be the standard hosting for email, or the standard port for email a few years ago. However, it has been updated, and the new standard email port is 587. So it seems to me that a lot of these hosting companies never updated their docs, because when I'm reading their docs, I can see they're still telling people to use port 465, when in fact the correct port is port 587. So if you have any issues, you can't connect, the first thing I suggest you do is go ahead and change your port to 587 and see if that works. If that doesn't work, you want to double check your passwords and stuff like that. If none of that works, go ahead and contact your hosting company. A few people have been sending in support tickets saying things like, hey, can you look at my settings? The thing is, I don't know your passwords. I don't know the ports for your hosting company. I most likely don't know anything about your hosting company. To be quite frank, there are just way too many hosting companies in the world. I cannot possibly know all of them. And I can understand why people would think it's logical to say, here, could you look up my settings? But the thing is, if I don't know the correct settings, looking at your settings isn't going to do anything, because how could I know which one is wrong when I don't know what is correct? The one people that do know what is correct, though, is your hosting company. So if all else fails, reach out to your hosting company and let them know you're trying to set up outgoing SMTP. Can you please get the correct settings for their hosting?
And let me, I want to interject there really quick too. And because when I look at this, I'm also not a tech person. Like I know a lot of our, the customers are. And so for me, what really helped me to set this up was in the tutorials, there are SMTP tutorials, and we have some screenshots of some example setups. So those are really helpful. I know customers have been using those to set it up. So if you are having problems, check out those tutorials, because we do have some for like HostGator and for Gmail. For those of you that want to be able to just send for you have really small email lists, you want to be able to send for 100% free doing that. So you can set it up with Gmail there, and we just have some example screenshots down there of those for you to use to kind of set that up with. But if you do, if you've gone through and you've tried to do that and it's not working, I know you might be, again, like Brett said, I know you might be tempted to ask us to help you, and we would love to help you. And Brett and I discussed this before the launch, how best we could be able to help you. And really, it's the person that's going to be able to help you is not us. It's going to be your hosting provider. So you're going to want to call them, and that's what's been the best way and the fastest way that our customers have been setting this up throughout the launch. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you, Brett. Just wanted to.
No, that's perfect too. Yes, it's important to point out that if you do go ahead and click on tutorials, you can click on SMTP tutorials, and there are tutorials for the hosting companies that I am aware of. These are the ones that I'm aware of the settings for, that I know for sure that work. These are the ones that I can give you instructions for. Barring that, like I said, try port 587 or contact your hosting company, because if they can't tell you the settings for their hosting, then you probably don't want to be using them anyway, to be honest with you, right? So, all right, so once you have your...
Quick little question you might know, just real quick. Is 587 for POP3 or IMAP? Do you know that?
Actually, neither. POP3 and IMAP are for reading emails, not for sending emails. SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. That's actually what you use to send emails. So if you actually look in here in the host, I won't try to avoid getting too technical, but if you actually look, there's two sets of settings. So this is for the sending of the email. If that's right, you can send email. That none of this matters for you to send email. This is so that the system can read your emails that are coming in, so it can check for your bouncing. So you might notice this as IMAP. IMAP is for reading email. POP3 is for reading email. SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, is for sending email. So really all you need is this to work. Ideally, you would have this bottom part to work as well, so we can check your bounces automatically. But all you really need is these top settings, and you'll be able to use the system. Cool. All righty. That's one of the advantages of the marketer also being the developer. I get too technical and annoy people. All righty. So once you have everything set up, and you can send a test email, and you should always send a test email. The system will not allow you to create broadcast emails until you can send a test email. And this is to avoid people trying to send out broadcasts when they don't even have their settings set. So once you have it set up, try to send a test email. If you can send the test email and it goes through fine, so I'll just type in an email address here. I'll send a test email. It says everything is fine. That's all good. So now I know my settings are correct. I can now go ahead into the email. I'm sorry, you should probably go to the list section first. I can go to the list section, and I can create my list. When you create your list, you simply enter in the settings that you want: the list name, the subscriber message, unsubscribe, double opt-in, or single opt-in. If you want to upload subscribers to your list, if you have a list of subscribers now, you want to upload them, you can go ahead to the subscriber section. You can add one subscriber at a time by clicking on Add Subscriber, or you can click on Upload Subscribers. Now, if you click on Upload Subscribers, please take note of this message. This is something that people have been asking. They're sending a message and they're saying, hey, I'm trying to upload my CSV file of my subscribers and it's not working. That's because the system says text files only. And you want to save this as ASC2 text files, so standard text files. Sometimes I know Mac and Apple devices don't save in ASC2 format unless you actually tell it to. And since this is not an Apple device, and this is a Linux web server, it's going to try to read it in that format, so you need to save it in that format as well. Simply select the list you want to upload the subscribers to. Tell the system how they're going to be in your list. So is it just going to be the email on each line? Is it going to be the name and then a comment and then the email? Or or is it going to be a comma, or the email, then a comma, and then a name? Simply select the format. These are the formats that we support. Click on Add Subscribers. One thing I do suggest is that you don't try to upload more than 2,500 subscribers at a time. And this is because we're limiting the number of subscribers you can have on your list. You can have as many as you like. But if you try to upload, say, 20,000 subscribers at once, the system has to check and make sure it's not double putting people on the list. So that takes a long time. And if you try to upload a huge number of subscribers at once, then the server might time out just because you're trying to upload so many people. It has to check 20,000 people against every other subscriber to make sure they're not being added twice. So that takes a lot of time. Because of that, I suggest 2,500 subscribers in a single file at a time.
Brett, I'm going to interrupt you really quick here because I have a question that I've had before from people. For those of you that you have a CSV file and you want to turn it into a text file, it's going to be different on Mac and PCs. On my Mac, there's a text edit program that's on all Macs that I use, and you can save as a text file. On a PC, I think, what do you use, like Notepad or something, Brett, to save a text file? And there are tutorials for things like that on the internet. If you just search on Google or YouTube for how to create a text file, you should be able to find stuff like that there. But it should be pretty easy.
Yeah, what I do is if you have a CSV, it's comma delimited. I mean, there's comma separating the fields. What I can do is I just open it up in a spreadsheet. I use Open Office. You might have Excel. You might have whatever the Apple version of Excel is. I'm not a very Apple savvy person, but you open it up in a spreadsheet, copy the column that has the emails, paste it in it, whatever text editor you have, be it Notepad or whatever comes with an Apple, and save it as an ASC text file, and then it will upload just fine for you. So after you get your subscribers uploaded, you're going to want to go ahead and start sending emails. So I'm going to go ahead and click on emails here. And just click on new messages, and you can go ahead and schedule your message, your date, your time. And my computer is running super slow today. Enter in your subject and your email body, and then you can go ahead and save it. One thing I do suggest that people do is always send a test email to yourself first, just to make sure like any links or anything that you put in your email message is correct. Once it's done, you can go ahead and save, and you'll be taken back to the editor. The sequences work very similar. You go ahead to the sequence section here. Go ahead and click on Create New. Enter in a name for the sequence. We'll call it Demo. Select the list that the sequence is going to go to. If you want them to redirect to another list after they finish going through the sequence, you can go ahead and select the redirect. Create the sequence. And then you can go ahead and click on this little icon in the middle that will allow you to add emails for that sequence. Just click on new message, and it's just like creating a broadcast email. The only difference is you have to tell the system what day you want this particular email to go out. So for example, if I want the first email that they get to go out after 3 days of them subscribing, I click on day 3, and I can continue to add as many emails as I want with different days, so that way they'll go out in that order. Does that make sense to everybody so far?
Does that make sense so far, guys? I've got a bunch of questions coming in. I'm going to try to get to all your questions by the end of here. I'm going through. I'm going to try to answer you guys individually if I can. If I find something that I think is going to help everyone, I'm going to read it out here. We are going to do a little bit of a rapid fire question answer session a little bit later on here. So we're going to ask, and we're going to give you some quick answers to some of these quick questions. So don't worry, guys. I'm not repeating you. Or I'm sorry. I'm not. I should write that there. I'm not forgetting you.
Sean is saying, can the sequence be queued up? Sean, the sequence goes out at a specific date, so you don't queue a sequence. The way a sequence works, for anybody that doesn't know what an email sequence is, it means when somebody subscribes to your list, they're going to get a predetermined set of emails at specific days. So for example, let me show you one of my sequences here to clarify this. If you actually look, I have a sequence here called IF follow-up sequence. This is actually a sequence that I use to promote one of my products. So if I go ahead and list the emails in the sequences, when somebody subscribes to this list, they are going to get these emails on that specific day. And MyMailIt sends out the sequences twice a day. It sends them out at noon and at midnight. So after 2 days, they're going to get this email. After 5 days, they'll get this, at 8, and 11, and 14 progressively. So you don't actually queue up sequences because they're predetermined when they get sent just when you create them. I hope that makes it a little more clear. Now, in order to get people on your sequence, you're going to have to create a form, and there are two ways to create a form. The first one is to go over here to the Tools section and click on the GDPR forms. This is for the European Union. They recently passed some privacy laws requiring people to click that they agree to privacy policies in order to opt in. And if you're in the European Union, you are subject to those privacy laws, you might want to consider using one of these forms. These forms are a little bit more plain because, frankly, the privacy law requirements kind of make it required that they're basically plain forms with some click buttons.
And I want to preface that also. Sorry, Brett. I want to preface that by saying, I mean, we're not lawyers or anything, everyone. You need to look at your, these are new rules coming out in the UK and in the EU. So if this is something that's a concern for you, you need to go in to look into that. These were requested features from some of our beta testers, so we added them in there to best follow this. But again, we are not lawyers. We're just trying to give the features that our customers are asking for.
Yeah, absolutely. When I made this, I made this by reading the rules for a night and interpreting them the best I can. But like Mike has said, it's very important to understand that I am a computer programmer, not a lawyer. And I'm certainly not an expert in laws that are not even in my country. So I did the best I can on this one, but you might want to double check if you're really worried about it. Another thing you can actually use this form code for, though, if you can generate form code, you'll get a form code. A couple of people have asked that, hey, I have a XYZ system that accepts form code for integration. Well, this is the form code you could use. You can come here and get some easy opt-in form code that you can then use in whatever type of software you're using, a page builder or whatever that has a form code integration. If you want to create some more fancy forms, you can go ahead and you can click on the form builder, and this will allow you to use the drag and drop form builder to create better looking forms, a little more fancy. Simply click on create new and enter in the name of the form. Click on edit for the form that you just created, and then you can go ahead and create the layout or design of the form as you like. You can also use the templates as well. Sorry, my computer is running super slow. I think I've been burning it out the last couple of days. And inside of the form builder, there are actually tutorials. So you go ahead and click on the help button, and it will show you tutorials as well. Specific to the form builder. So if you don't know how to use the form builder or the drag and drop interface, you can go ahead and click on the help button. Mike, do we have any questions on what we've showed them so far?
Got a bunch of questions coming in. I'm going to try to answer ones that are going to be more for everyone here. Because we got some specific ones here. Please cover, okay, this is interesting. Maybe you're going to cover this, but I'm going to read it anyways. Please cover how we can integrate our list with JVZoo offers as a seller and affiliate. So how does that work, and which ways are they able to do that?
Yeah, so that's actually a good feature, and it's a feature that's in here, but it may not be clear, and I apologize if it wasn't clear. So in order to integrate JVZoo directly with MyMailIt, what you want to do is go ahead to lists. And again, I apologize for my computer being so slow. I don't know if it's the webinar slowing it down or just the fact that it's been on for a long time, but it is running very slow today. You can see this link icon right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on that link icon.
And if for some reason your computer's too slow, Brett, at any point I can come over to mine, because I know it's not the system, it's your computer.
I know, I don't know if what's going on, but yeah, my computer is running very slow. I was actually just going to say that. I was like, maybe we should show it to you, but we got it here. You want to go ahead and click on this JVZoo integration URL. You can see it right here. And then inside of JVZoo, open up a new tab. And of course, JVZoo, the whole thing is going to run slowly because of my computer. Mike, maybe we should switch over to your computer if you don't mind doing the show. After I show this part, if we can switch over to yours, that would be good.
That's fine.
My computer's just running too slow. I think the webinar is slowing it up.
I don't know about you, but I don't know how the weather is right over there, but when it starts getting a little hot, my computer heats up.
Well, one of the bad things about where I live out in the country, and it's great. It's very exciting to be able to work from home and stuff, and it's certainly a privilege to be able to do that. But I live out in the country. So where I live, we have one broadband service provider, And the fastest they provide, like you cannot even buy faster, is 10 megs per second. That's the best. So yeah, so I got the best internet possible, and it's like most people's worst internet. So, I'm going to go ahead and send it over to you, Mike, okay?
Yep, I'll take it. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and log into my MyMailIt account here. And just, Brett, if you can just direct me around where you want me to go, you can be you can control me.
All righty, sounds good. We'll go ahead and click on lists.
And it's coming.
Go ahead and click on one of the icons there. One of the link icons.
Okay.
Second one from the left. Yeah, it looks like a chain link.
One second. I think GoToWebinar is messing up both of our computers. One of the things about the webinar software, everyone, we've got over 500 people on this call right now, so I appreciate your patience with this. With all these people on the call, it does put a strain on both of our computers here. So good. Okay, so that's opened up. You guys can see MyMailIt customers. You guys are all right here. And 12 of you unsubscribed. How dare you? So yeah, you wanted me to go over to the link one?
Yeah, click on the link icon there.
Okay.
And go ahead and click on or copy that JVZoo integration URL.
Okay.
All right. Take it over to JVZoo.
Let's see. JVZoo.
And just go ahead and click on any affiliate link. Okay, go to your any affiliate details page for any product.
Okay, let's go over and let's do, here's one that's going right now. Okay, so yeah.
All right, now go ahead and click on, yep, and just paste it right in there. That's it.
And then click on save. So now what's going to happen? So now what's going to happen, everyone, is when someone buys a product through this link. So when someone buys this product and you have this integration going, whatever list that I chose over there. So actually, I probably, in thinking about it, I wouldn't want to choose like this list right here because those aren't really MyMailIt's customers. So I probably want to maybe create another list, or I could add it to my full list if I wanted to as well and have people add it on there. But whenever someone buys that product now, they're going to be added right onto that email list.
Exactly, and that's for the affiliate setup. For the selling your own products, there's a very similar field when you set up your product. We won't show it to you because it's redundant, but it's the same field when you're setting up your product settings if you're a vendor as well. But either way,
and it's the same, and it's the exact same link. That's the one that you use whether you're an affiliate or whether you're selling something, correct?
Yes, that's correct. It's the same link.
Okay. Okay. We got a ton of questions coming in here, guys. Does that also work for Warrior Plus? No, Warrior Plus, I don't think it has their system's a little bit older than JVZoo. The reason why we use JVZoo is just because they're really good about keeping things updated. I mean, Warrior Plus is fine and everything, but we are big fans of JVZoo. We do all of our product launches on the JVZoo platform. Yeah, Michael says the GoToWebinar has been slow since Monday. It's having an issue for us, but we appreciate you guys being on here and your patience with us on this. Okay, can we use a name token in the emails or sequences, Brett?
No, not at the moment. Now that is something that I'm going to be integrating. It's actually something I was working on, and the beta tester had asked for, but there was not enough time to complete it before the launch. So that will be in a future update.
I am with, let's see, oh, someone's saying I'm with another expensive company. I don't want to name these companies. Barry says, do you guys plan to build a webinar platform? I don't know about a webinar platform, Barry. We have an auto webinar platform, but we don't have we don't have like a GoToWebinar.
I think copy and GoToWebinar honestly might be out of my capabilities. So.
I don't know, Brett. You can do you can do a lot of things. I want to bring you guys over here and show you some more features in here that I've gotten questions about. One thing that people have been asking, Brett, and I want to talk about this as well. When you go over to your subscribers, and you were talking about this earlier, and you're uploading it. One thing you mentioned, you want to do at the most, you want to do 2,500, and even that can be a little bit high, guys. Just make sure that when you're doing it, that it's like if you try to go too high with it, you might have some issues. So try to keep it like I try to keep it around 2,000. But I don't know. Did you just put that number there? Was that like a specific reason for that, Brett, or you just wanted to have it around that number?
I'll be quite honest. That was arbitrarily picked as a small file. So.
Okay, so you just don't want to. If the file's too big, it's going to cause problems. So just make sure, guys, you're not putting like huge email lists in there. But one thing that people are asking about when they when they upload their like with name and email. So it says 1 subscriber per line, comma, separated. So for example, would they just put like Mike, comma, Mike@MikeFromMaine.com with no spaces or anything in between? Is that how that works? Or does it matter if there are spaces? I had some people with that question.
No, some spaces don't matter. The system is smart enough that it will ignore white spaces. But what you don't want to do is like Mike, comma, then a new line, and then the email, and I've seen people doing that, and then a blank line, and then another set of data. That's not right. It's got to all be on one line. Each record has to be on one line, so it's 1 record per line. So if you're using name then email, then it would be name, comma, email. That's 1 line.
Cool. Okay. Let's see here. We got a bunch of questions coming in here. Let's see here. If we import 2,500 into a list, can we add another 2,000? Yes. So let's say you have this list here, it doesn't mean that you just can upload 2,500 to a list. You can upload as many as you want. It's unlimited on how many total that you can upload, but we just tell you to keep that, do it at 2,500 at a time, because it is going to go through and process that file, and I don't know the tech stuff, but it's going to do some tech stuff in the background, and if you overwhelm it, it's not going to work. So you need to do it, and this is a reasonable amount of time to do that, but you can add as many as you want to those lists. Like I have lists of 18,000 here that I just went in and did like what you guys are going to do is if you have bigger lists, you can upload them, but just a little bit at a time there. If it's a huge list, you can get a virtual assistant to do that for you.
Yeah, well, yeah. When you upload the list, the system has to check every single person that you're uploading against every single subscriber to make sure it's not adding them to the list twice. Currently, we have 500,000 subscribers in the system. So if you upload 2,000, right there is 100 million checks. If you try to upload, say, 20,000 subscribers, it's like roughly 1.2 billion checks. And that will crash my server. Well, it won't crash my server, but my server will say, I don't like you, and not let you do it.
So, for example, let's say like we just had MyMailIt customers come in, and I've got this is my full email list of all my subscribers. Now, the customers, there's going to be customers on this list right here that are also on this list. So if I take this MyMailIt customers and I break it down into maybe 3 or 4 text files, and I upload that to this right here, it's not going to add them again. It's going to go through and look, and it's going to make sure like it's not going to have duplicates in there. It's going to make sure that they're only on that list one time. So you're not emailing the same person over and over like 2 mails. That wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, you definitely don't want duplicates, and then that's a good way of getting marked as a spammer, because if you have the same person on the list 5 times, you send 1 email thinking you're doing nothing wrong, but they get 5 emails because they're on the list 5 times. So yeah, that's why that is like that.
Michael says, is it better to have 4 lists of 5,000 or 1 list of 20,000? Really doesn't matter, Michael. I mean, as far as emailing it goes, I've heard there's email theory that people say if you email smaller lists that at a time, then you're going to get better open rates, but that's theoretical, and I've never seen any proof about it. So we can't really say which is better. From practice, Brett and I don't do separate emails to our lists. We just we email out our email list. We're not doing anything like I don't email this out partially and then email out another part of it. We just do it all at one time.
What you have to remember when you're reading that kind of theory stuff is that, I mean, maybe emailing a smaller list might get better open rates, but you got to understand to the ISPs, a big list is 5 million. So if you got 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 to the ISPs, companies that handle billions of emails, every day and sometimes every hour. You're all small. We're all small.
When he says ISP, it means internet service provider. It's like to Gmails, to Yahoos, to the people that are accepting your email. So they're waiting there, and these emails are coming into Gmail, and they're trying to figure out whether your email is spam or it's not. So they're looking at it. They're seeing all these emails coming in. They need to decide immedimentally who's if you are good or if you are bad.
Yeah, exactly. And what I'm trying to say is they're trying to look for the guys that are sending 5 million emails an hour. That's a big guy. That's a flag. You've got a list of 20,000. It makes no difference if it's 20,000 or 5,000 to them, because you're still a small sender to these guys in their eyes, because they're processing billions of emails.
Matthew's asking, is there automation here? And there's an interesting way of automation in the sequences. Matthew, what we have set up here is when you create this, you can have someone, let's say you have someone get on an email list. Let's say you have a coaching program that you do, and you coach people on something, and you want them to get 5 emails, and then if they buy your coaching, great. If they don't, then you send them maybe affiliate offers. So what you can do is you can have them get onto one list and put them and set up an email sequence and have them go through those 5 emails. And once they're done with that sequence, you can have them automatically moved over to another list here. So maybe you have them on your coaching list, and then you have them go over to your review list after. And so they're going to be automatically, like it says here, deleted from the first list, the sequences, and at the end they'll be sent over to the other list. And this is great because they're not going to be on your broadcast list. So the list that you're sending out general emails to, they're going to be off in another area so that you can target them and then move them over automatically later on. I hope that makes sense. You're welcome, Matthew. Trying to get through these questions here. Is it important to have a SSL certificate for your website when using MyMailIt?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, and you don't really need to have a website per se to do that. We host everything for you on here. If they reply to an email, will they be taken off the campaign or still get hit with the other 4 or 5 coming at them? If they reply to an email, Derek, they're still going to be in the sequence. But if you'd like to remove them, I mean, you could always go in there and remove them from that sequence. If you've got something where when someone buys, you want to get them off that email sequence, so you can manually remove a subscriber from the sequence. Let's see here.
Caroline says,
I'm
sorry. She says, for the tech challenge, to need to get help, for the tech challenge, what are the difference between MyMailIt and a third party? About $100 a month, Caroline. That's the difference.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the whole idea behind MyMailIt is it works for beginners getting started. So if you are new, you don't have an email list yet, you don't have a lot of money, then you don't want to be paying monthly fees for it. One of the cool things with this is if you go to the tutorials, you can actually use Gmail to send emails with this, and you can have your sending limits are going to be lower because it's a free service. But if you've only got 100 people on an email list, then it really doesn't matter. Or if you've got 5 people on an email list, you're getting started, then you don't need to be paying a monthly fee for it. As you move up, we recommend that you move on to something like HostGator. You can use their shared hosting. I think it costs like $5 a month to use their service, and you should have a website anyway. So most of you have a website. So if you've got a website already, you already have that ability to be able to use your hosting to send emails with. So you can go ahead and use that. If you get a big list later on, like if you've got a list of 10,000 people, then you can move over to a dedicated server. And if you've got an email list that big, then you should be making enough money that's not even going to be an issue for you for that. So it's got different levels here, different ways of doing this, which is just really great because it's going to make sure that it's silly for someone with an email list of 50 people to be paying a monthly fee for that. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. Is it possible to create multiple sending profiles in MyMailIt? Thaddeus, if you want to be doing multiple profiles, what you'd need to do is you would have wanted to purchase the agency OTO. So we had an agency OTO 2 that we closed down after the launch, but that would have been what you wanted to purchase. So if you purchase that, then you're going to be able to have multiple setting profiles. You can actually use that to create profiles for yourself. I'll cover that in a little bit here. So anyone that's interested, anyone who picked up that agency, I'm going to cover how to set that up, and I'm going to cover how you can create multiple profiles for yourself with it. Let's see here. When a subscriber joins a list B, can they be automatically removed from list A without waiting for list sequences to complete? Not at this time, Sherry. That's not a feature at this time. Yes, sure, Jeff. We're trying to go through and answer all the questions as we go.
I think Jeff wants us to finish the tutorial and then deal with questions. Jeff, one of the main points of this, though, was to answer questions for people. There are tutorials in the software that people can watch at their leisure. One of the main things here is to answer questions.
So what have we covered so far? We've covered sending out emails. Have we gone through the whole setting up an email and sending it?
Yeah, we've showed the email, we showed the sending, we showed the sequence, showed the form builder, we pretty much showed the system.
So like, yeah, guys, once you send out, you're going to have your stats here. I mean, you can see here, I mean, this is an email that you all received. Anyone that's a customer, I sent out an email to you yesterday using the platform. I think my computer's going a little bit slow here, but I was going to try to show you the stats. Someone wants to know how to avoid spam. That's an interesting question, Brett. I'm going to let you cover that.
Yeah, it's really simple. And don't spam. I mean, that sounds kind of silly, and it sounds like a blow-off answer. But if you want to avoid being marked as a spammer, don't be a spammer. There are blacklist companies, there are watchdog companies that they monitor all email traffic. I mean, it's not like they're spying on you, but they monitor email traffic and they look out for spammers. And that's how people end up in spam. Every time you get you send an email to one of these ISPs like Yahoo or Google or Gmail or Hotmail, whatever you're using, they basically say to the blacklist, well, is this sender on the blacklist? And if the sender is on the blacklist, then your email goes to spam. So now those blacklist companies, they're not like twisting their mustache saying, how can we hurt these guys, trying to hatch a plot or anything. They just report spammers. So the best thing to do is not be a spammer, and you won't end up in spam.
I mean, look, guys, this is pretty amazing. If you need proof that this actually works, I send out an email to 3,190 people. 1,000 people open, so that's 33% people open. Try finding an open rate like that in other provider. 491 people clicked, 46% click-through rate, and of course we had unsubscribes as well. I'm not going to show you the subscribers because I don't want to reveal customer data, but one thing that's really interesting in there is that a lot of people, like when they buy stuff, they use things like admin at, PayPal at. There's a lot of people that actually open this email and clicked on my links that were from those emails. And if you tried to upload these to other big third-party autoresponders, they wouldn't allow you. They would automatically clear those out. So I would have lost customers that wanted to get an email from us, that wanted to learn about this walkthrough. I wouldn't have been able to communicate with them. So I think that's really important that you all now have the same ability, so you can communicate with your customers, not have to be at the whim of some third-party system. So just remember that. Mike says, how do you not spam? Don't spam, Mike. Spamming is sending emails to people that have not given you permission to email them, that are not your customers, that are not people that you have a relationship with. You don't want to spam them. Don't spam them.
Somebody keeps saying, there's a couple of people that are asking, they've asked multiple times. We'll answer it one more time. I know Mike just covered it about 1 minute ago, about setting up multiple domains and multiple settings in your account so you can send from multiple domains. No, you cannot do that. In MyMailIt, this is a one-time fee. I can't allow you to mail from like unlimited domains and stuff. That's just not practical. Just not practical to do that. So it's one setting per account. If you needed to set up multiple accounts, then that would have been the agency upgrade that we had offered.
I'm going to look at it really quick here, Brian. We'll continue on, guys. For that, if you are an agency customer and you picked up that OTO for the agency, you're going to have this thing that says My Agency at the top here. So for you agency people, really quick, I'm going to cover this and we'll move on here. And you would want to go over something, create agent here. So right here, if you have an agency account, you can actually create accounts for yourself and for your customers by adding in the agent's email and the password and clicking on Create Account. And you can create logins for them that you can either sell to people or you can create multiple accounts for yourself. So if you have like multiple sending profiles, you can create that for yourself with this, or you can sell it. Also, with that agency system, if you use the agency settings here, it allows you to go into JVZoo. We have tutorials here on how to do that. If you actually go back over here into the agency help. And again, guys, this is the OTO2. So this is an upgrade. Not all of you have this. If you're going, oh, where's this? I can't find it in my system. If you didn't purchase it, then this is an extra feature that is for people that want multiple accounts and for people that want to resell this and keep 100% of the profit. So this teaches you how to do that in here. It's really simple to set up a buy button in JVZoo. It takes you about 5 minutes. And then you go into your agency settings here. You paste in your JVZoo buy button. You can either use our sales video or you can paste in your own and click save. And then you're going to have your own sales video. Now this URL right here, or sorry, your own sales page. And this, you can use this link. This will be your special link. You can send that to people. When they buy, you keep 100% of the profits. And with JVZoo, they automatically get delivered their product. And for those of you that are agents already, this is going to be turned on starting on the 12th. So you're going to be able to start selling. If you try to set this up before the 12th, it will not work, and you will get error messages from JVZoo. So if you wait until the 12th to actually set this up. I'm going to go out of here. Let's see here. Yeah, you can create an account manually for yourself.
John, you might want to look in the tutorials for that. We did cover that, and it's unfair to make everybody watch things that you'll hear us say things again that we covered. So he's asking about the uploading a text file. We did cover that extensively already, and I'm not going to make everybody watch it again or hear us talk about it again. Go ahead and check the tutorials out. It's explained in there.
Mike says it would have been nice to have known before closing access. Sorry, Michael, we closed it yesterday. For the launch, what we're doing is we're trying to keep it so that we're gonna make it so that we step aside and let our agents sell this. So that's why we're closing it down. I did not see the agency too. Can it be purchased now? We closed it yesterday. Is it too late to get the agency then? I wasn't aware I would have access for one domain only. Brett, we get a lot of people on here asking if we can offer this up. What do you feel about opening it for just a little bit here while people are on the call? We don't want to spend a lot of time on this, guys. This is a support call for you. Brett, do you want to just open it up for a little bit and then close it down again? I know you don't like doing that.
As long as we close it right after the webinar, it would be fine. I mean, we can open it while it's on the webinar again, the agency, but we need to close it right on the webinar. I don't want to be accused of being a liar.
Okay.
And I did.
This is going to be. This is if anyone says anything about like that they weren't able to get this, please do not come back to us and say that we didn't give you a last chance to do it, because this is going to be your last chance if you want to create multiple accounts and you want to be able to sell MyMailIt and keep 100% of the commissions or of the profits on it, not even commissions, the profits. You're going to be able to do that. But again, I also don't like opening stuff up again either. But Brett, can you go ahead and can you open that and put a link in the chat there for people? And I want to get back to doing support.
Before I do that, I want to answer Wayne real quick, because I think this is a very important question, and I want everybody to understand this, because I want everybody to get good results with email in general and with MyMailIt. So I'm not going to say his last name because it's a private question. I'm not going to say his last name, but his name is Wayne, and he says, I need to send bulk emails to potential customers. These potential customers have not yet joined my list. Are you saying this is spamming? I'm only sending product information to these customers that I think I will benefit, that they think they will benefit from. Or I think that's what he's trying to say. There's some typos there. But yes, Wayne, if you are sending bulk emails about a product that you have for sale to people who haven't joined your list, that is the definition of spam. That's like the textbook definition of spam. If you do that, you are a spammer. And I'm not trying to hurt your feelings or say anything negative about you, but I want you to understand, because I know maybe some people don't realize. They say, oh, well, this is a good email, I'm not hurting anybody with it. But it's not about if you're sending people something that will hurt them. Spam is about if you're sending something to people that they haven't asked for. It's not about what you send, it's about the fact that you send. So yes, if you do that, you are a spammer, and you will get flagged as a spammer very, very quickly. So please, for everybody, to Wayne, and for everybody new, I know it seems like, oh, this is great. I'll email this product to these people and they'll love it. And even if they do love it, though, you're still a spammer. And some of those people will mark you as a spammer. And then the blacklist sites will look at your email and say, yes, this guy is a spammer. And then you'll get blacklisted. Don't do that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. And JV's in there for you quick.
Thanks. Yeah, Greg says, I got agency. That sounds fair for the rest that did not get it. So we're going to do that. But if you guys please don't come back to us later on and say that, oh, I didn't get it, because we are going to say, no, sorry, we gave a last chance on this, which is something that we don't usually do. So please just remember that. Let's see here. I'm going to go.
I'm going to put this in the chat, guys, but the checkout link for the agency, anybody who picks it up is going to have to send in a ticket with your receipt ID and with your existing account email. Since I shut it down already, you're not going to get automatically upgraded. I will have to manually upgrade you. All right, there it is. The link is in the chat.
Okay, let's see here. Paul says, I was told that if we link to Amazon, we will have to pay per email sent. Is that true? Paul, I'm not sure how Amazon works because we don't use them, but you're going to need to check with them on how that works. Yeah, Thaddeus, I'm not sure about the rules for cold emailing goes. You're going to have to look into that. We don't cold email people. Jurgen's asking, then when will we have a need for more than one domain related to agency? The reason why people picked up agency is because they wanted to be able to send to either multiple, from multiple SMTPs, so from multiple personas, or they wanted to be able to resell it and keep 100% of the profit. So there's two reasons for that there. Yeah, we're having people saying cold emailing is spam. Cold emailing isn't spam. You guys go ahead and you can look that up online. I'm not sure what the laws are on that, but in general, you want to get people's permission to mail them. Think how you feel when someone just sends you an email.
No, I didn't read the link you sent to me, Thaddeus. I'm in the middle of a webinar trying to help 500 people. Please stop yelling at me for not reading your link that you just put in the chat. Thank you.
Let's see here. You're very welcome, Ian, for that. Yeah, Danny says, I just picked up the agency, but when I log in, it doesn't show the agency. So guys, what you need to do is if you do grab the agency right now, you need to go and you need to put in a support ticket to Brett with your receipt, and we're going to manually upgrade your accounts to that. So that's a manual process. You need to send, if you get that, we will manually upgrade you there. Okay, Danny, if you already picked it up, then you're fine there. Okay, so what is the name of the upgrade so as to use my own company name for emails? Well, I think that you're talking about the premium upgrade, it's not to use your own company emails. I think you're talking about removing the MyMailIt branding. So if you want to be able to remove the branding, you would have wanted to pick up the premium upgrade for that. And that allows you, and the way you're going to know that you are a premium customer is you're going to go up into your account and it's going to say your account level. So it's going to say, I believe it's basic, premium, or agency. I'm obviously an agency here, but if you have a basic account, it'll say basic. If you get the premium, and if you've upgraded to agency, it's going to say agency up there. Also, in the premium version, there is the Done For You lead pages. It also includes, it's going to be, you can send emails faster with it, and it removes that branding there. If you want the extra features, Ralph, you're gonna need to pick up the premium. You don't want to send you don't want to send your ticket here. You want to go into the software. So once you go in, if you've upgraded, or if you need your account upgraded, you can just go to contact support and just follow these instructions here. Here's the ticket. Here's the address to the support desk. Right here. Let's see here. Yes, Stephen, you can still upgrade to Pro. That's still available. One second. Brett, can you also put a link in the chat box there for some people are wanting to upgrade to the premium version?
No, I'm going to show you how. I'm going to let you show them how to upgrade to Pro right in their account. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
Watch. Let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and click on change your account real quick. Hang on one second here. Let me just log in here and change your account. Go ahead, keep answering support. I'm going to log into the database, change your account real quick, and I'll let you show them how to do that. Okay.
Ooh, Brett's doing some crazy stuff in the background. Okay. So let's see here. Lots of questions. You guys are full of questions today. Great. I'm going to try to get to as many as I can here. Again, we're not ignoring you. We're trying to do as many as possible. It can be a little bit overwhelming, and you saw those pictures. You saw that picture of Brett. That's how I feel as well right now. We're a little bit crazy here. So the email I use to buy the product is not necessarily the one I use for my business. So can I use the product with my one dedicated biz email? You can, the one that you want to use with your business and with sending emails. If you just go into your settings, it doesn't matter. You can change that email in here, the one that you want to send from. So when I send emails out, you can see in my settings here, those emails go from mike@mikeformaine.com, and I can do whatever I want with that. So I can, but this is my persona for that account. Let's see here. Pro is the same as premium. Yes. So guys, just really quick to cover that. We kind of used the name Pro and Premium synonymously, so they mean the same thing. So the Pro version, the premium version, it's the first upgrade that you saw when you went through the sales funnel. It's the Pro, the premium, that's the same thing for that. So just so you know, yes, Lynn.
Go ahead and click on tools, Mike.
Brett's broken something.
Don't do that. All right, don't do that anymore. All
Brett
right,
broke
well,
it. This is what happens when Brett does live changes.
Yeah, that's what I get. All right, well, I'm gonna hang up for a second. You gotta keep doing this.
Okay. Rodney, if you want to get the place if you're wanting to upgrade to that agency right now, there's a link right in the chat that you can click on and you can grab that. But again, we're closing that down again. This is last call for that. We had an issue with the timer on the page. I had some people in the support desk telling me that they were angry with me. I don't know what to do. We want to make you guys happy, but we're going to make you happy just for today with this. Let's see here. Okay, so someone's asking, they said that the agency was free with the purchases. No, the agency wasn't free with the purchases. You're talking about the special bonuses that we gave away. We gave away some bonus agency resale rights to other products, not the agency to this product. So if you saw that, that was something that was different. John says, unable to log in. John, please put in a support ticket and we'll help you with that. What else do I need to do to complete the agency upgrade? Matthew, if you click on that link in the chat box there and you've purchased it, then you need to send your receipt to the support desk and Brett will manually upgrade your account for you. I don't know, Jim. Jim is was able to connect. The settings for connecting to Outlook, Jim, will be different than the settings for connecting to MailIt. It's going to be a different kind of settings. So you're going to want to look at that. I believe the Pro is currently 67, Nelson. Mark says, what address do we want to send the receipt to if you do upgrade? If you do any upgrade, so if you upgrade to the premium version or if you upgrade to the agency, which they're two different upgrades. Again, you want to just go into the contact support area, and Brett's changing stuff right now, so it's not working, but it will be working shortly. And there's an email in there. There's our support desk link. I think it's funny when Brett breaks stuff. Yeah, I don't know Bitdefender, Larry. It's some of those softwares are kind of weird. There's no link in the chat. Okay, let me put it in there for you. Here, guys, I'm going to send this out to everyone here. Putting the link in the chat. Our agency is branded Frederick. Richard, for that SMTP stuff, please contact your host for that stuff. So you can use a different from and reply email from your domain. I don't know about that. This is my SMTP from email. These are the things for my SMTP. So you want to make sure you can.
Your from, your reply, and your bounce email can all be different. However, this is important for deliverability. Notice that Mike is sending from the host, MikeFromMaine.com, and his from email is at MikeFromMaine.com. His reply email is at MikeFromMaine.com. His bounce email is at MikeFromMaine.com. It's perfectly fine to have different email addresses. However, they should all be related to the domain that you're sending from. So if you're trying to send from joesmith.com and your from email is a Gmail account, that doesn't match, and that's a flag for potential spam. So you want to make it could be any email address you want, but it has to be related to the domain that you're sending from to get the best.
Okay, let's see here. So many questions. Good questions, guys.
Click on tools now, Mike.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if Brett's still breaking stuff. Here we go.
All right, now go ahead and click on the Done For You lead pages, which is a pro-only feature. Go ahead and click. And now so you're there, you can go ahead and click to go to the upgrade.
Okay, guys. So you see that right there. If we go back in here, if you want to upgrade to there, you want to go. I'm going to show this again. So this is a premium-only feature. I think Brett's reduced me back to a basic account. Thanks, Brett. And it's a done for you feature here. Or sorry, it's a premium feature. So if you want to upgrade, go into your account, click on that done for you lead pages, click here to upgrade. Then you're going to see all this stuff. This heads right here, and then you can just click on upgrade now, and I'll click on that. And that's going to bring you over here to the checkout where you can pick that up here. Let's see here. You're welcome, joke. There are list resellers who have customers who will accept third-party offer. I don't understand the question, Thomas. Congratulations, Antonio. Put in a support ticket, please. Do you have pop-up sign-up form on your pages? That's important to reduce commitment resistance. So if you go over to Tools and you go to your form builder, you can actually choose if you wanted to have like a standard, a two-step opt-in. This auto open, that's kind of like a pop-up there on your page. You can have an exit pop-up on your pages as well. So yes, you can have a pop-up type thing there. This is an interesting question, Brett. How do I get DKIM? You know, that's a pretty techie thing.
I'm going to go ahead and answer that. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, but there's no need to send the same question in 7 times. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, we're more than willing to help people, and we're here. We're doing this for free to try to help you out. Be a little bit respectful. You wouldn't stand up in the middle of a live conference screaming your question over and over again. Don't do that here, please, everybody. Don't do that. They just 5 times, 6 times now in like 10 seconds. You just spam pasted the same question in over and over again. Thank you. Appreciate that. Now, so to get DKIM, what you do is you go into cPanel, and there's actually a setting in your cPanel account. So assuming your hosting company provides you with cPanel, log into cPanel, and in email preferences, there'll be a section where you can go ahead and activate DKIM, and cPanel will set it up automatically for you.
Let's see here. You're very welcome, Greg. Glad to do that for you here. Okay, so this is an interesting question, Brett. What is the send limit per hour for the pro version within the software? And you actually kind of answered your question, Stephen. I know it depends on your provider. So it is going to depend on your provider, Stephen, for that. I believe the maximum that you can send with it, is that 250, Brett? What's the max that you can send?
Yeah, with the pro, it's 250 per 60 seconds. So the system actually does the sending every 60 seconds. So the max is 250 every 60 seconds, which works out to about 12,000 per hour, which is incidentally, that wasn't arbitrarily picked. That's the rate that I send at, and I get really, really good results with my list. And so that's where that was actually picked from.
Yeah, listen to Brett. He gets better open rates and clicks than most people because of the stuff that he does. So it's not, again, not just a random number there for that. But if you want to be able to have the higher sending speeds for this, that is a premium feature that you can upgrade to if you haven't upgraded to yet. But you don't have to upgrade to it. It's just an option.
DMARC, I think you're talking about the forms there, or GDPR or DMARC. That's okay. I'm sorry. I've been sitting on my computer too long. You're talking about the email setting. That is a email security setting that some hosting providers use. It is not fully standardized yet, so honestly, you don't have to really worry about it too much at this point. Maybe in 2 years or so, when they do the revisions, it might become standard. If it does, I will end up putting in new tutorials.
Okay, let me close that here. Why do I need? Okay, so for some of these SMTP questions, I'm going to actually leave this because the tutorials in here are really great, guys, for this kind of stuff. So if you go over to the tutorials, we've got this is what you should be going through before you ask questions and before you put in support tickets. But probably one of the biggest ones here is setting it up. So the SMTP tutorials, that's going to answer most of your questions. And if it doesn't answer most of your questions, make sure you watch this video. Brett explains it really, really well on how that all works there and how much we can actually help you to set that up. Let's see here.
Scott asked about the agency, about selling the software as your own, with its own branding, as your tutorial teach you how to sell it with your own branding. Scott, no, you don't actually rebrand the software. That's why I don't call it like white label or something. You don't rebrand the software. The reason you don't rebrand it is because I do the support. So if I were to allow you to rebrand it and you called it Scott's Awesome Email Software, and somebody sent me a message and said, hey, I need help with Scott's Awesome Email Software, I'd be like, well, who's Scott? I don't know what that is. So no, that's why you can't rebrand it. It's because I do the support for you, and I need to know what the customers are talking about.
Larry says, how is using Gmail as the SMTP? Larry, you can use Gmail. If you've got a really small list, you can use Gmail to set it up, and there's tutorials in there that will show you exactly how to do that. So we're not going to cover that here because we've already done it. I want to broadcast a sequence of emails to people already on my list regarding a new product. Is this set up the same way as the autoresponder sequences for new member sign up? So if you want to broadcast a sequence of things. So how would that work, Brett, as far as can they put someone manually into a sequence, or do they have to actually opt into a form?
They actually have to opt into a form in order to get the sequence. So if they're already on your list and you want to have them opt into a sequence, go through a sequence, then what I would suggest you do is send them to a squeeze page and say, hey, sign up here to get more information about XYZ that I'm offering next month. That's actually, I actually did that with my subscribers when I was promoting MailIt, when I was pre-promoting MailIt. I sent them all to a squeeze page and I said, hey guys, I got a new software coming out. Sign up below if you're interested in getting information about it. And they did, and then they got the sequence throughout the month.
Or if it's just a short sequence that you want to put all your subscribers through, Brian, you can just go into your emails and you could send them an email today, send them an email a couple days and 3 days after. If it's all your subscribers that you want to put onto into that sequence, and it's not like super long. I mean, even if it was, you could do it manually if you wanted to.
Well, yeah, that's actually gave me an idea for another option. I'm sorry, I didn't think of it originally. But you can set up your messages and you can schedule them to go out. So let's just say if today you wanted a sequence to go out once a week for the next month, there's no reason why you can't type all four of those sequences, schedule them for once a week because of the scheduler, and just use the broadcasts. You can do that just fine.
If we start with Gmail, can we change the SMTP at a later time? Yes, you can change your SMTP later. You can start with Gmail for free, and then once your email list grows, you can change it. That's the cool thing about this, is that you don't have to, you can start out slowly, and then once you start building an email list and making money from your list, then you can upgrade if you get a website, get your hosting, things that you should be having. Everyone that has a real business should at least have one website and move and grow with your business. I know when I first got started, paying monthly fees for stuff was like not in the picture for me. And this is, I wish I had something like this when I first got started. Brett had just built it a little bit faster. You're welcome, Christy. Yes, Stephen, they'll be basic. Husnain, if you want the link to the agency, it's in the chat box here. I will put it again, but I mean, it should be showing up there for you. And if you want to upgrade to the premium/pro, again, we call it premium and pro. Sorry for that. It's just the way that we've done that. You can go in here. If your account is a basic account, click on the Done For You League pages, and it's going to tell you that you're not a premium member, and you can click to upgrade and upgrade your account. So that's inside of your account.
So somebody says here, is there a best option for purchasing? Can you share a best option for purchasing names, leads? That's David asked that. David, yes, I can share you the best option. As a matter of fact, the one only good option for purchasing names and leads. Mike, do you want to tell them what it is?
The best option for purchasing names and leads?
Yes.
That would be selling your own product?
Well, he said purchasing names and leads, so he wants to buy some emails. It's email.
I don't know. How do you buying ads? Maybe I don't know. You can't really buy emails.
Yes, the best option is not to do it. Is do not purchase people's names and leads. That makes you a spammer. If you want to spend some money to build a list, set up a squeeze page and buy some Facebook ads. Absolutely, perfectly legitimate. But if you want to buy email lists, then that's, I mean, at least it's definitely immoral, and it's probably illegal.
I mean, think about it, guys. When you get an email from someone and you have no idea who they are, and you open the email and you can't, like, you're looking at it and you're like, okay, who's this person? Are you gonna pull out your credit card and buy something from them? Like, I wouldn't. I would be like, what the heck's going on here? And I would click the spam button. So if you send out a bunch of emails, you're gonna have people clicking the spam button, and the internet service providers are gonna see that. They're gonna go, okay, this guy's spamming, and they're gonna do their job, what they're meant to do, and they're going to stop your emails from getting into the email inbox. It's gonna be nothing to do with MyMailIt. It's gonna be everything to do with you sending spam to people.
Yeah, that's actually something that we're gonna cover this. If you pick if you bought the training, the email training that Mike and I are going to be doing, we're going to cover this. But I'll give everybody a tip, a little bit of taste of some of the stuff we're going to be teaching them in there. a lot of times people got the wrong idea about email. I mean, granted, a larger list is going to make you more money, that's sure. So they think, oh, if I go ahead and buy 100,000 emails, I'm going to make a fortune. But what you have to understand is people don't just buy because you send them an email. People don't click your link or your affiliate link or do whatever action is you want them to take because you sent them an email. They do that because you have a relationship with them. You know, Mike and I both make $20,000 to $30,000 a month with affiliate marketing, not because we have huge lists, because we don't have huge lists. We do it because we have a good relationship. So when you're doing your email marketing, you need to remember quality is what's important, not quantity. Buying a list is the lowest quality you can get. So it's not even good for you.
Thomas says, when is the training? Maybe I missed the email you sent out. If I recall correctly, the training, I believe it's next week for that. I'll have to take a look at it. But if you, I think it's on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, but you're gonna have to check that, Thomas. Don't count me on that. I will be sending out emails for that and reminders on that, but make sure you're going to make sure that you actually sign up for it. So if you purchased, it was the last OTO in the sales funnel. It was the email marketing training, how we're making $500 to $1,000 or more per day. We teach how we build an email list, how to do it so you're not a spammer, how to do it with free traffic and with paid traffic. If you did purchase that, we will be doing that next week, and just make sure you can access. I believe, Brett, if they purchased and they haven't signed up, they can just go into JV. Can they go into JVZoo and just click on the access button for that? How are they going to find that?
Yeah, they just log into the JVZoo and click on the access button, and then they can come. It'll take them to the sign up for the training.
Yes, Thomas, there's a link for that. I don't think there's a link inside. Let me just pause here. Let me just grab that for you. But 1 second. I'm going to pause my screen here. But if you can keep on looking at support or tickets in there, I'll.
All right, I'm going to answer some of these. He says, I have, Christian says, I have a G Suite Google account email, but host with SiteGround. Website not yet built. Do I link my MailIt account direct with Gmail? You can actually do either one. You can send with your Gmail if you like, or you can send with your hosting. Incidentally, if you have web hosting and the domain name and you don't have a website, that means absolutely nothing to MyMailIt. The hosting actually comes with several services. One of them is the SMTP service. That's all MyMailIt cares about. It does not care about the HTTP service, which is your website. So you don't need to actually build your site to send with your own hosting.
Guys, I'm putting this in the chat box here. If you guys want to sign up for that, it's optional.
Hassan said, I sent in a support ticket and no one answered on the same day of purchase. Hassan, I apologize for that. Our average response time is 8 minutes, but we are human. We may have missed you, and if we did, I apologize. Feel free to send your ticket in again, and we'll try to do better for you this time. For those of us who, with agency to the, so they're coming in so fast that they're scrolling and I can't read them. For those of you with agency to the other MyMailIt reseller bonuses, when will they be removed? The date that they're going to be removed is right inside of the software. You can go ahead and see it there. Let's see here. James, I see you bought the Pro upgrade, but it has not been added to your account. That is a support ticket between you and I personally that I won't make all these other people wait while I help you with that. So please send in a ticket and I'll help you as soon as we're done.
Larry, no, we don't. MailIt doesn't distribute to RSS feeds. That's not a feature. It's not something that we felt like we needed to add at this point. Bob's asking how much is the upgrade. If you click on those links, Bob, you can actually check them out there. I'm on mobile. Okay, I don't know. Which
David.
Premium S? Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Brett. You can answer that.
Yeah, I actually suggest, and this is what I suggest this through no other reason other than the fact that I give these people my money. I suggest that people buy a hosting account with HostGator. And I'm not just like, that's not something I popped out of my head, or HostGator isn't paying me to do that. I pay HostGator thousands of dollars a month. So that's the best suggestion I can give is HostGator hosting, and send through their hosting. And I'm giving it based on the fact that I give them my money. I put my money behind that suggestion.
The person that says they don't see the links and sites, they're on mobile. I guess my best suggestion would be to go to a computer. I'm not sure quite how your phone works, so it's kind of hard for me to help you with that. I believe if I remember how my GoToWebinar works on my iPhone, I think there is a way for you to check out the links there. But again, I can't see your phone. Sorry. Interesting question here. Let's see. Actually, okay. Let's see. Okay, so where can I get an HTML subscribe form I can add to ClickFunnels so my subscribers can get into my MailIt? Let's talk a little bit about those forms, Brett, and how that works.
Yeah, go to tools, Mike, and go to GDPR forms. No, not that. Yeah, you don't want to use the integrated form builder. You want to use the GDPR form. So now you don't have to change anything. Just click generate a code, and there's your form that you can add.
Okay, so I just clicked on generate form here, and this is the form that you can add into there, and you can use it with those other external platforms.
Somebody asked, I've been saying a lot about spamming and stuff, and I mean, if that's what people need help with, I'm more than glad to help them with. But somebody had asked if I said that solo ads were spam. No, solo ads, buying a solo ad is not buying a list. When you buy a solo ad, what you're doing is buying traffic to a squeeze page that hopefully people will opt into and give you their email willingly. That's the difference. Buying a solo ad is perfectly fine. You're not paying for the email. You're not saying, I'll give you $1,000, you give me 1,000 emails. You're saying, I'll give you $1,000, you'll send me 600 visitors to my site that hopefully they'll opt in. Solo ads are not spam. It's buying an email list directly. That is spam.
Did you say there are extra bonuses for the agency? So guys, the bonuses, if you're watching this before the bonuses are removed, these are special launch week bonuses. They're over here. If you click on tools and you click on bonuses, the bonuses are going to be in here. We are removing these on April 15th. So if you're watching this after then, sorry, they're gone. These bonuses will be gone after then. You can join Brett's Facebook group. Brett's Facebook group here. You can join that right here, and you can find some other bonuses here as well. But again, these are going to be removed. So if you're watching this, go ahead. You can claim those. Let's see here. Do you guys? I think you answered that. Thank you, Christy, for the nice words. Would you mind sharing how it's different from you? If you're asking us to compare this to another platform, I don't want to name names here, but there's another platform you're asking us to compare it to. It's $99 a month. Well, to compare it to that, this is our platform is $0 a month, and I don't know. I can't really compare it to other platforms. So we're obviously going to say ours is better.
Yeah, ours is way more awesome, and we are biased, and we admit that. But you asked for our opinion.
Like, what are we gonna say? No, theirs is much better than ours. You should go get theirs. No, I mean, but Brett, I want to say this also though. Brett made this out of a necessity for his own business. So, and he made it so he could use it. The reason, again, why it's called MyMailIt, for those of you that might not know, is because Brett he had a WordPress plugin that was a version of MyMailIt, and he wanted something better that was cloud-based, that had more features, so he created MyMailIt. So that was Brett's MyMailIt, and then he ended up really releasing it to the public. So it was built out of a necessity for him. Will it go to a monthly option in the future? It might. I don't know. It's what the plans are there. We just got done with the initial release. Mickey's asking what's the difference between MailIt and MyMailIt. Really quick, Mickey, the difference is this has more features. It's got more ability because it's a cloud-based system. It's got like form builders. It's got sequences that you can do, just more features that weren't available on the original WordPress platform. Thank you, Gary. Gary says great information and training. I appreciate your time. You're welcome. You're very welcome, Nancy. Yeah, Colin says made by a marketer for marketers. Exactly, that's what it was. How are we going to receive the money for the email? Don't understand what that means. I mean, if you're wondering how you're going to receive money for emailing, there's lots of ways of monetizing an email list. Brett and I personally promote affiliate offers and our own products to our email lists. Yes, Tatiana.
Any plans on updating the form design? I'm assuming you're talking about the GDPR forms, Marvin. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I always update my software. Most of my products have been running for years now. The ones that aren't are ones that I just created a year ago, and they will be running for years. So I will update this consistently, especially considering that I'm using it. But as for what is going to happen and when, right now I'm just worried about getting everybody fixed up and being able to take a nap, honestly. So.
Does MyMailIt, not the premium version, include sequencing? Yes, Mark, it includes it. So excited to be in the system. I have just over 10,000 high quality leads in Aweber, but the price just doubled. Can I upload my leads to MyMailIt? I have the Pro. Yes, you can move your leads over into MyMailIt, Mel. That's perfect. That's a perfect example of someone who is paying monthly fees for another provider and they want to move over. That's great. David says your patience is amazing. Thank you. You're welcome, David. Some people have been asking, is there going to be a replay for this? Yes, we will have a replay. So I'm going to answer that again, just so everyone has, because I know I'm going to get asked again. Is there a replay? Yes, there will be a replay. Brett, it's either going to be, we're either going to send it out to you guys, or I don't know, Brett, are you going to put it in the members area somewhere, or do you want to send it out? How do you want to do that?
I'm going to put it right in the members area for everybody, and it'll be in the tutorial section.
Okay, so in the tutorial section, guys, when we're done with this, you're going to go in, and somewhere in here, you're going to see you're going to see a replay to this. Someone says, "Yay for the replay." Will there be a separate agency tutorial? Scott, if you have an agency license, actually, once you've been upgraded, I don't have it in my account anymore because Brett wanted to show you guys how that upgrade worked. But if I did have an account, it would say agency up here at the top, and I could click on that, and there are agency. It says agency help, and there's tutorials on how to do that if you are an agency customer. Where's the members area located? Members area, this is the members area. So once you log into the software, if you've purchased the software in JVZoo, you can access it. You can log into your MyMailIt members area. Can you move MyMailIt list to other third-party systems? You can go in here and you can go to your lists and you can download your lists in here. So once my lists load up here, there's going to be an option here for you to actually click and download it. So you can take your subscribers out of MyMailIt in the future if you want to. Is the training session similar to the training from WordPress? Robert, it's going to be completely new and upgraded for 2018. Will we eventually be able to automate an email response to those who buy from JVZoo with MyMailIt? I'm not sure, Yoshihoto. That's something that's probably an advanced feature. No.
No, you can do that right now.
I think he's asking if they're like put on if they join the list through the API through the JVZoo link, can they join a sequence though through that?
Oh yeah, no, my apology. I didn't understand the question. Sorry for butting in. I should just shut up. It's
okay. No worries. Someone just asked me again, is there going to be replay? Yes, there'll be a replay. At this point, there's not a Zapier automation for this. I mean, maybe in the future. I don't know, but it's not a planned upgrade. No, Mickey, there was not. This was a this was a fully new software. Can we use the opt-in form to have people opt into the MailIt platform? Yes, you can use the opt-in forms to have people opt in. What is the address to Emmanuel? You're going to want to log into your JVZoo account to get that. Yes, Vincent, there is going to be a replay. Someone says, please click on sequences. Okay, I'll click on sequences. Sure, I'll click on there for you. Can third-party forms be used to link to MyMailIt? Okay, Brett, saw that. Can third-party forms be used to link to MyMailIt? If someone wants to use like a third-party form, can they? I don't think that they can actually like post in. What do they post in the? You can post in the HTML. So if they have like an HTML option there, I believe, Brett, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that they can use the one in the GDPR forms for that.
Yeah, that would work.
Okay. And we're going to try to answer some questions here, guys. We've been on here for an hour and a half, and I know that we've got to get into the support desk pretty soon here. We're going to try to answer as many questions as we have. If there's something that was really important and you wanted to ask, the support desk is open, so you are welcome to ask in there. We are going to wrap this up fairly soon here. I'm going to try to answer some more questions, but just as a reminder that if you guys are going to pick up that last call for the agency upgrade, if you want to be able to create accounts for yourself or be able to sell them, the link's in the chat there. You can upgrade to that. We're going to close that soon. And there also is a link to the training if you want to sign up for that we're doing next week. Let's see here. Important question. If someone, let's see here. Okay, so Rebecca, so if you upgraded to the OTOs 1 or if you upgraded to the agency, then you're going to need to put in a support ticket with your receipt for Brett to upgrade you manually. Again, if you upgrade to the agency or you upgrade to the premium version by clicking on Done for You lead pages and you go.
I think we lost your audio, Mike. I don't know if you can hear me, but if you can, I think we lost your audio. Alrighty, well, I'm going to pop in here while we wait for Mike, and we'll go ahead and answer some more questions. Patricia, you can post an image. It is a WYSIWYG editor, so you can add an image inside of your emails. But again, and this is something we'll cover in the training as well, the email training. Just a tip for you. I've sent out millions of emails, and I've actually tested the difference between having a graphic in my email and not having a graphic. And consistently, I found I get better open rates if I don't have a graphic in the email. So that's why it is possible. Just keep that in mind. Can you give away an account as a gift to people visiting my site or opt-in form to build a list? Wider as asking that. No, if you give away accounts to MyMailIt to other people, I will shut your agency down. That is not permitted. I can't have people just giving unlimited accounts away and using my server resources and for nothing. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Let's see. I apologize. I messed down with 20 minutes to do it. I don't understand the question, Ellen. You're asking how to capture emails with an opt-in form. That is how you capture them. You put an opt-in form on your site or on a web page, and you invite people to opt in. I apologize if I don't understand what you're saying. I thought if email was present to a business website, we're allowed to send a B2B email to them. Am I misunderstanding? Randolph asked that. Randolph, some countries have different rules besides canned spam, and I understand that some countries do not consider business-to-business emails to be spam. Please understand that when I speak, I am speaking from my experience and from the perspective of the United States and the United States regulations. If someone buys MyMailIt through us via our agency, do they have the option to upgrade to premium? And if so, will we still get 100% of the price of the upgrade as a reseller? Hillary asks that. No. If somebody buys an upgrade, or if somebody buys through your agency, you get 100% and the email address of the customer, because that is your purchase, or it's your sale, I should say. If they later decide to buy, the premium upgrade from inside of the platform, no, that you will not get a commission on that. I will get that because I'm the one who has to pay the new server costs that they're going to incur because they're sending 30 times faster. It's just wouldn't be practical for me to give that money away as well and then cover the fees that upgrade incurs, or the costs and the server usage.
Hey, Brett, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm answering questions. We lost you for a second there, but we're good.
Yeah, my computer died. That was exciting.
How many agents accounts have been sold so far? I don't really know how that's relevant, but I don't know for sure. It was a couple hundred though. We'll be getting HostGator pre-recommendation. Do you have a link? Mel, no, I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that for HostGator. I wasn't suggesting them because I'm an affiliate or want to earn a commission. I was just suggesting HostGator because that is the company that I trust my money with and my business with. Is there any other questions from anybody? Any that I missed? I apologize. They were coming in fast. If I missed any or Mike missed any, if you want to go ahead and throw them out there. Randolph says, can we mail to multiple lists one time? No. Or multiple lists at once? No. It is one mail, one list. Wow, now I asked for them and now they're coming in. Now I got to go back. Give me 1 second, guys, so I can read them again.
If you want the premium features, yes, on O3O. How to warm up an IP properly. There's tutorials in the tutorial area. If you go to deliverability, that's where you're going to find how to warm up an IP properly. Can Warrior Plus integration be added? I doubt we're going to be adding that in, John. We use JVZoo.
No, I can actually say for sure that Warrior Plus won't be integrated just because they don't have a API like JVZoo does. So it's not that I don't want to, it's that it doesn't exist. Is there an unsubscribe function that will automatically remove them from my list? Yes, Carl. Now, this is something I want to point out to people because some people get confused. If you send a test email to yourself, so if you're creating an email and you send a test email to yourself, there will be no unsubscribe link because you can't really unsubscribe from your own tests. However, every time you send out a broadcast email, a mass email to your list, MyMailIt will automatically put an unsubscribe link at the bottom of all of your emails. You don't have to worry about that. The system does it for you. Since it's required on emails for good marketing, it just does it automatically since you need to have it anyway. I don't know what a social, I don't know you mean, do we have a social icon system? Twitter, Instagram, Facebook? If so, how do you insert it? John, I don't know what that means or how it's relevant to MyMailIt. I apologize.
Is your form builder primarily used to create opt-in forms? Can you do surveys? No, it's an opt-in form creator, Lonnie. It doesn't have like survey features and stuff. If you want like survey features, then I probably would recommend picking up a software specific for like surveys. We'll be adding in more lead pages. I don't know, Brett, are you planning on adding in more lead pages? I don't know the answer.
There will be. As I create new products that I use for lead magnets in my business, I will be throwing them in there so you can use them in your business.
Can you program a pop-up to only show once every X days? That's not a current functionality, Stephen. I don't know if that will ever be, to have like show once every X amount of days.
John, if you're asking about warming up a list, sending the small batches of your list as a new user, please look into tutorials. There's a section called Deliverability Tips, where I really cover a lot of this in detail.
For ClickFunnels pages, do we use GDPR forms or standard forms or both? For the if you're asking about the done for you lead pages, these are just regular forms.
No, the Sage, the follow-up sequences, as we've said a couple times now, is for people who opt in via a form only. If you import a list, it will not get the follow-up sequence. Yes, Eric, if you have the agency, you can create accounts for yourself. You cannot give accounts away to other people, but you're free to create accounts for yourself. I don't expect you to buy it from yourself. That would be silly. Thank you for asking. I appreciate the respect.
Yeah, so if you're an agency reseller, that means that you can both sell the software and you can create accounts for yourself. If you have multiple like personalities that you want to send from, you can do that. Larry, what is GDPR? It's a confusing topic. Larry, go ahead and Google it, and you're going to get a better answer. Which form code for ClickFunnels pages? Jim, if you're trying to integrate with ClickFunnels, then the one that you're going to want to use is the GDPR form. That's one that I'm logged out now, but that's the one that's going to give you an HTML form that you can use with them. Again, we don't use ClickFunnels, so I really don't know. Can you import your own landing pages, lead pages into MailIt? No, Maria. Please explain list checkup. So list checkup is a way that you can go in there and be able to check and see how well your list is doing. If it's responsive, it's a tool right in here. It's a list checkup. You can check out and see how well your email list is doing. Can you recap what's included in the training link? So if you're considering joining the training that we're going to be doing next week, we put that link in the chat box there. If you're considering that, then we're going to be teaching you how to do email marketing, how we're able to make $3 to $5 per subscriber, how we're able to build email lists with free and paid traffic. So if you're thinking to yourself, I need an email list, and obviously you can tell from today we don't think that you should buy email lists, then you want to go and join that training. But again, it's an optional training. How to integrate with ConvertTree? Probably, Donald, you'd want to take the form, HTML form code with that. Again,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt, but that's a question that people ask us a lot is how do we integrate with X software? Something to keep in mind, though, is you don't want us to integrate with them. What you want is them to integrate with us. You want them to send us, your customers, emails. So it's not like we're going to send them any information. And this is an important distinction because when you want to know how to do the integration, what you need to do is ask the vendors of that software, how do I integrate, how do I get my leads to this system, which is MyMailIt? We can't tell you because we don't know how their system works. You want to ask them because what you're really asking is how do they integrate with us?
Okay. After people in the list buy, are they going to automatically move to the buyer list? No, Jay, we don't have any kind of stuff like that. If they buy, you're going to want to remove them over manually. It's not an option at this time. Tim says, don't see a link to the training. Jim, I'll grab it again. I don't know if because my computer crashed, if it got taken away. Let me grab it. I think we're having computer issues today, Brett. What's going on?
I think it's the number of people on the GoToWebinar, which is good. I'm glad a lot of people showed up, and I'm glad people are getting value. I hope people are getting value from the training we're giving.
So if you need the links here, this is the one for the training that you can still get if you want to join that. And let me grab really quick. Let me grab the link from Brett here. This is the one that we're going to be closing down today on the call. Go ahead, Brett.
So somebody asked if there's a list cleaner included with MyMailIt. There's not specifically like a tool that you go and like this is a list cleaner, but MyMailIt will clean your list. It will clean out invalid emails as you're adding them. or it will filter out invalid emails that try to opt in via an opt-in form. And as you're sending emails, MyMailIt will check for bounces, will check for invalid emails, check for spam complaints, automatically remove them from your list. So while there isn't a specific list cleaner tool, there is like a automatic list cleaning happening behind the back, your back picture. You know, you got a maid back there that's automatically cleaning your list as you're dirtying it up.
That would be fantastic. Thank you, Nikki. Appreciate it. Yes. So this is a good question. Robin's asking about integrating with Gmail and having to in the SMT in the tutorials, guys. If you're linking up with Gmail, one thing that I want you to know, and this is something that is kind of interesting here, is that if you are using Gmail as your SMTP provider, you do need to turn on these third-party integrations and activate less secure apps. Less secure apps, and I learned this from Brett, just means stuff that isn't Google. So that's what that means. It doesn't mean that you're not secure. It doesn't mean there's a problem. It just means that it's not Google. So to them, they're saying we don't know what the heck's going on outside of this. If you want to integrate with something that's outside of us, then go for it. But they're just saying that it's not. They're not securing it. So that's why they've said it like that. It sounds scary, but it's not.
Yeah, anything that's not Google to Google is less secure. They're a bit.
Everything that's not MyMailIt is unsecure to us. You know.
Well, that's true. Yes, exactly. If they don't know, and that's what they're saying. That's their wording is scary though, but it is legitimate what they're saying. They're saying we don't know who these guys are, and we're not saying they're bad. We're just saying we don't know.
Let's see here. I didn't get any links. I don't know who's saying. I mean, they're in here. I put them in the chat box. I don't know what to tell you. For people on mobile, I don't know what to do if you're on mobile.
Colin says I got the bong going again.
Nice, Colin.
Here's my vape.
Enjoy. Oh, you're doing it, Brett. I see.
Here's my vape. Here's my vape.
Brett is not smoking marijuana. He's got his vape. He's smoking tobacco substitute or whatever it is. I don't know what it is.
Brett quit smoking. That's what it is. This is Brett's quit smoking aid.
Cool, guys. We are going to wrap this up shortly here. So again, the links are in the chat there. If you guys are going to pick up the agency, again, we just wanted to make it. We had a bunch of people asking. If you're going to get it, do it now, because Brett is going to close it down. Brett, can you please prepare to shut that down?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and here. Just let me know when we close the webinar. I'll go ahead and click the save button so we can shut off. I don't want anybody to be lied or anything, so it's important.
Okay, can we change the domain name once we register it to MyMailIt? I think you're asking about can you change your SMTP settings? Yes, you can. Let's see. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Allison. A lot of people saying thank you. Appreciate that, guys. I mean, we wanted to make this really helpful for you guys and try to answer as many questions as possible. I know some of you might not have had your questions answered, and if that happened, please don't be angry with us. We really try to answer as much as we can. If there was a question today that you asked and you didn't get an answer, we will be monitoring the support desk. I'm going to be going in there right after this call and making sure that I'm going to answer any questions in there that you guys have. So you've got a chance to go in there and asking extra questions that you have. I'm happy to help you. Brett is as well with that. Again, we're not. Sometimes people think oh, they're ignoring me. We're not. We had 500 people on this call today and tons of questions coming in, trying to do the best support as possible. But again, I'm sure you can understand here. Again, someone's asking about agency. If you've upgraded to any of the upgrades and you don't see it in your account, put a support ticket in with your receipt asking to be upgraded, and you'll be very surprised how fast you get upgraded. Very surprised. Brett's like a gunslinger when it comes to that. Oh, Renee, that's not currently a feature. But it's an interesting one. It's currently the unsubscribed links are going to be they're in English.
If you don't speak, there is an unsubscribe text option. So if you go to your list stats, and you can type that in any language you like. But I do like that idea of maybe making the unsubscribe link in another language and being able to customize the unsubscribe link. So I will consider that. The only concern I have is that people like try to make it a very small text so nobody sees it. So that I'll have to think about the best way to do that.
So this right here, guys, this is the subscriber message that you can put in there that's going to show up at the bottom of your emails. So if you want to put something in another language here that says in your language, if you'd like to unsubscribe, click the link below. And that's the current workaround. But like just Brett just said, maybe that's an option in the future. But cool, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for coming. Again, like I said, if we didn't get to your question today, go ahead and put it in the support desk. Brett, please, we're going to go ahead and get ready to shut everything off here when we get done here. Guys, thank you so much. And Brett, did you want to say anything before we wrap it up? Did we miss anything? Anything you want to mention?
No, I just I thank everybody for coming, and I thank everybody for trusting me enough to invest in my product, and I hope that I can provide them the kind of services that they deserve.
Talk to you guys soon. Thanks.